Hello and welcome. Today we're going to break down the worldview of a really influential modern leader, getting into his perspective on time, on meaning, and, believe it or not, the afterlife. And it all kicks off with just one number.
30,000. That's it. This leader we're looking at today says this is pretty much the number of days you get in your entire life, if you're lucky.
So he throws this question out there, and it's meant to frame his whole philosophy. Because, think about it, if your time is that limited, then every single day suddenly becomes a huge deal. It's meant to totally shake up how we live our lives. Okay, so let's dive into this idea. He calls it the 30,000-day clock. And yeah, it's pretty much designed to be a massive wake-up call for all of us. His point is that when you're young, time feels like it's going to last forever. But he says after you hit 30, it's like a ball rolling down a hill. It just picks up speed. Every day is like a single grain of sand you can never get back, slipping through that hourglass, which makes the time you have left just unbelievably precious. So with this clock ticking away, he then turns his focus to what he sees as the big distractions of our world, these illusions that make us waste all that precious time.
And for a perfect example, he points straight at the entertainment industry. We see the stars, the glamour, the whole thing. And we're sold this fantasy that fame and fortune could be ours too. But his whole point is that this is a really powerful and really misleading illusion.
And here comes the reality check. He claims the actual odds of making it big as a star are something closer to 1 in a million. I mean, talk about a splash of cold water, right? It's a universe away from the dream so many people are buying into. Then he zooms out and points to a second illusion, but this time it's on a national level. He talks about Japan's drop from being #1 in global competitiveness back in 1990 all the way down to a much, much lower ranking today. For him, this is a huge cautionary tale about a nation getting caught up in the illusion of its past glory and not realizing the world has moved on.
So, okay, if the modern world is just packed with these illusions, what are you supposed to do? Where do you find real meaning? Well, according to this leader, the answer isn't out there somewhere. It's in here. And it all starts with a quest to find your true calling.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. He takes this common Japanese word, tenshoku. A lot of the time it just means changing your job. But he totally flips it and gives it this huge spiritual meaning. It's about finding the one mission, the one purpose your soul was actually put on this earth to do. And he doesn't just leave it at that as some vague idea. No, he lays out a really clear game plan. It's all about actively expanding your world, studying everything you can, trying new things, meeting different kinds of people, traveling, and then you pull all of that together to figure out the one unique thing you're here to do. And all of this search for a calling, it leads straight to the absolute heart of his entire worldview. A claim that, if you believe it, changes literally everything. He draws a very clear line in the sand here. On one side, you've got the standard modern view, where physical beings, the mind is just the brain, and when you die, that's it, game over. But on the other side is his claim, and he says it with total conviction. The afterlife is real. Not maybe, not possibly. For him, it's a 100% certainty. Wow. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It shows his complete and total conviction. It's such a bold, confident challenge. He's basically saying, I'm so sure about this that if I'm wrong, come find me after you die and we'll talk. So, you might be asking, what's his evidence for this? Well, he points to his own work. He says he's conducted over 700 public spiritual readings and channelings, and for him, these are proof positive, direct demonstrations of this reality that most of us can't see. All right, so let's connect the dots here. How does this core belief in an afterlife translate into, well, a mission, a purpose for his followers here and now? So here's the big takeaway. For him, this knowledge isn't just for your own personal peace of mind. No, it actually puts a responsibility on your shoulders. If you believe in the afterlife, you now have a duty to help other people who are, lost in the material world. You have to guide them to a truth that he says will literally decide the fate of their soul. And this is the grand finale, his final powerful call to action. He's telling his followers that their work isn't just some small thing. He's tasking them with pushing open a doorway to a whole new future for all of humanity, a future built on spiritual truth and hope. And that brings us right back to where we started, with that 30,000-day clock. So it leaves us with a really big question to chew on. If you really, truly believed that your time on Earth was just the first chapter of a much, much longer story, how would that change the value of today?